Rādhā. Logging in to do another blog entry video for YouTube. Haven't done one for a few weeks. Been pretty busy. Been in Texas, was in Dallas, Fort Worth. Did 3 or 4 little events there. That was pretty nice. Made some music with some friends at a temple there. Visited other friends who live in town there. It was nice passing through. Currently in Austin, Texas, down here. Have a couple events coming up next week. So if you're in the area or you're passing through and you have any interest you'd like to stop by, I'll have the posters streaming the pictures for this video. And they'll also be, they're also listed on Eventbrite and Meetup, both of them. One is on a Wednesday night and the other one is on a Saturday. So yeah, check them out. If you have a chance, come by. It'd be great to hang out and do some meditation and some kirtan music. So yeah, I've been working on books. Book 1 is republished, and so there's a version of it out that has the written book with the workbook part. And then book 2 is also out, so it has the written book and the workbook part together. And those are about half and half, about 50 pages book, 50 pages workbook. And the workbook part is just different exercises, different meditations, different things to think about and practice to help you explore your connection in your divine and expand your devotion and grow your love for God. I'm working on a 3rd book currently, but the 3rd book is going to be less written part and more different types of bhakti practices and guided meditations and things to explore to, again, grow your love and your devotion more and explore it deeper. Yeah, so those are pretty exciting. So yeah, if you have a chance, check those out. They're on a lot of platforms. They're on Amazon, they're on Barnes & Noble, they're on an ebook, written, paperback, and different versions like that. Yeah. So yeah, here we go. Blog entry 167. So this is about the second little intro to Bhakti Yoga event I did. Or 3rd, I can't remember, 2nd or 3rd, but right at the beginning. And it was at a retreat center. And I remember the group was really diverse and it was great. Some of them had been meditators for quite a few years, doing different, like an impersonal meditation or like guided meditations. And then some of the people in the group just said openly that they'd never really even thought about God. And it's really awesome, the wide range of people I'm meeting and connecting with them in the way that I'm connecting with them. In talking about Bhakti Yoga and just helping people start to think about connecting with God and loving God more and why and what that does and what that means. This event was really great because as I was talking about God in a place that probably they don't really talk about God much, these really distracting things popped up to remind me of the retreat center and things. It's not what they do there so much, but they do some. And it reminds me of the playfulness of Krishna, and his playful presence in the world. I had to smile consciously, and just steady myself, realizing that the divine can show up in the most unexpected and even amusing ways. And reflecting after that, I realized that this was a perfect reminder of the spiritual journey. Krishna often surprises us in ordinary moments, challenging our expectations and expanding our awareness. Even the most unexpected encounters can become lessons in his love and presence, showing that his influence is everywhere, sometimes in ways that makes us stop, laugh, and marvel. It's a really beautiful point on the path of bhakti. It's not just the oneness, because the oneness, you can feel that in different components, but it's like a playful, loving, family oneness. And so it's just held a bit differently with a bit different flavor, So it's God is everywhere and everything is part of God. And that love, which often doesn't get remembered when people think of that part, the love of God is everywhere and resonates everywhere and flows everywhere. It's incredible. Yeah, it was pretty profound for me at the moment. It was really great, the connections it made for me at that point in my journey. So here we go, the next one. That was pretty short. Blog entry 168 from February 22nd of 2025. In Tucson, preparations are underway to set up Bhakti Yoga teaching events in Dallas, Texas. In meditation, there's often a call to reconnect with previous contacts and members of small groups. An approach that can feel challenging after past attempts have failed. Sometimes efforts to collaborate have been disrupted by different agendas and unresolved issues from everyone involved, as we grow and heal. Krishna and Rādhā emphasize the importance of making space for collaboration while maintaining alignment. It is possible to continue independent efforts while contributing to a shared portion of work for Krishna, allowing the larger vision to unfold without being derailed by misalignment. Meditating with Rādhā and Krishna provides reassurance, clarity, and guidance, even when working with others whose energies or intentions may not always be fully aligned with yours. Their presence creates a soft space and illuminates a path forward, Rādhā and Krishna's presence. Through these meditations, one can discern how best to act, remain centered, and engage in work with awareness, devotion, and trust in their divine support. So this touches on a point I've made several times, and I'm going to do it again just because it's so important. Sorry. Some of the best advice that I have gotten from anyone on my journey, and I didn't really at the time anticipate it to be quite this fulfilling and profound, but a lady told me, she said, when you're doing your practice and you're with a group, whether you decide to move into a temple or their center or move along with them to another space or whatever that is, she talked about how important it is to always maintain your own practice as well. Don't stop your own practice and your own meditation and your own time of connecting with the divine, with Rādhā and Krishna each morning, to make more space for group activities, even if the group's like, oh, we need help with this and we need help with that and we need all these things and we're trying to do this. And so you may feel like that you're pressured and you may feel like it's the same. And you may start to think, oh, well, I can just meditate a little less at home, or I can just shorten my personal devotion and my personal meditation time because I got to go do these group things. And so you may do that once or twice, but what'll happen is it's easy to have that grow. And what can happen as it grows is you'll start getting a disconnect and you won't be able to feel what fits you and what doesn't fit you. So like your heart and your soul, like when you're connected in meditation with Rādhā and Krishna, you're charging up your heart and your soul, and you're charging up the Rādhā and Krishna consciousness that's with you and stays with you throughout the day, the feeling of God. And so you're fine-tuning what feels right to you and what doesn't. And when you get into a group, there's a group flow, there's a group energy, there's a group devotion, there's a group direction that the group's trying to move in. And depending on where it's connected in the divine, it'll have more and more oomph, or more and more power, or more and more sway, or influence in that kind of way. And it can be good, and it can be challenging. And it may not be the best fit, and it may be a good fit. But the point is, it's really important to not stop experiencing your relationship with God and doing your spiritual practice with Rādhā and Krishna or God every day to grow that and to fine-tune that. Because in the end, it's just you and Rādhā and Krishna, or you and God. That's it. That's all. The group that's not going to be there. It's just going to be you and God. And so, yeah, the group thing can be a vehicle that helps you grow your experience, and it can help you grow, and it can help things move forward, and it can be a useful thing, but it does not trump the individual practice and the individual devotion and the individual connection that you grow and experience in your own meditation and in your own loving of God and how you explore that. And yeah, I've mentioned it quite a few times, but it's such an important thing. I figured I would just mention it again as well, because it never hurts to hear it as a reminder. Yeah. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for today. That's pretty much it for this blog entry. Again, if you're in Austin, Texas, next week I got a couple events. Please stop by. It'd be fun to meet everybody. We're going to meditate and do kirtan music. If you have a chance, check out the books online. Any kind of feedback on that is great. You can email me or message me on any of the platforms, Facebook, Instagram, Bhakti Yoga Monk. Emails, bhaktiyogamonk@gmail.com. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you for tuning in, and Rādhā, 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 Rādhā. Rādhā, 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 Rādhā. Rādhā, Rādhā.